Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Math Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. So we'll be talking about area and perimeter of a triangle. How do we find the area and how do you find the perimeter of a triangle? I'm going to talk about two of them. I'm going to first start with finding the perimeter of a triangle. Then I'm going to talk about how do we find the area of a triangle, okay? So please, if you've not like, share, and subscribe, I don't know what you are waiting for, please do so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first person to know. And the only way and the fastest way to get the notification is if you click on the notification button. All right, so let's get into it. So a triangle is a three-sided closed figure that has three sides and three vertices, okay? So it has three sides, so a triangle is like this. It has three sides, so you can have, so it has side A, side B, and side C. So it has three sides and three vertices. So this is a vertices. So this is one, and the vertex here, and this is two, and this is another vertex here. This is C. So it has this. So, and also some people can also talk about it in terms of having a perpendicular height and base. So you can have a triangle, all right? So if this is the base, okay, the height has to be a perpendicular distance to that. So this is a triangle. So basically, a triangle has three sides that has three vertices and also three sides. And usually a triangle has to be a closed figure. So a triangle cannot be something like maybe like this, because though it has three sides, but it does not have three vertices. So it has to be a closed figure as well. And also, triangle can be classified based on the length and size. So I've done this before in the previous video where I talked about the types of triangle, and the types of triangle based on the size and based on the angles, okay? So please go to my previous video and watch it so that you'll be very conversant with it. Um, so because I know most students do take notes from my video, I'm going to write this down so that you understand what I'm saying. So a triangle is a three-side, or we'll say a three-sided closed figure with three sides and three vertices. Okay? So a triangle is a three-sided closed figure with three sides and three vertices. All right? So that's a triangle. So you have a triangle, okay? It has three sides. So this vertex here, if this is the A, the side is going to be this. If this is a vertex B, the side is going to be this. And if this is a vertex C, the side is going to be small c. Okay? And also you will notice for the triangle, they will also have angles as well, okay? So they all have angles. So we have three angles and we have different types. We have the Scalene triangle, we have the equilateral triangle, we have the right angle triangle. So we've talked about all this in the past. So it's very important that you go back and have a look. All right, so let's get into it now. So we'll go to the next one. So let's talk about the perimeter now. So the first thing to talk about is the perimeter of a triangle. So how do we find the perimeter of a triangle? How do you find the perimeter of a triangle? So basically, when we talk about a perimeter of a triangle is derived by adding the length of all the three sides. So if you have a particular triangle, how you get a perimeter is that you have to add the length of all the three sides. So let me write this down so that for those taking note. So the perimeter of a triangle is derived by adding the length. So derived by adding the length of all three sides. Okay, so by adding the length of all three sides. So let's, for instance, let's look at this triangle here. So like I said, a triangle, a closed figure. So we have this. We have this particular triangle, okay? So let's call this is side A, this is side B, and this is side what? C, okay? Now, how do you find the perimeter? So the perimeter now is going to be equal to when you add the three sides. So it's going to be A plus B plus what? C. So when you have the perimeter, you have to add the three sides what? Together. Okay? And that's how you do it. So the perimeter basically is when you add the three sides together. So now let's pick an example. Okay? So an example now, let's pick one so that we can explain this concept. So the example I have here, let's say given the triangle below, find the perimeter. So given the triangle below, find the perimeter of the triangle. Okay, so given the triangle below, find the perimeter of the triangle, and the triangle we have a triangle like this. So we're told here this side was 70 centimeter, this side was 50 centimeter, and this side was what? 30 centimeter. So how do you find the perimeter? Okay, so the perimeter for this triangle, we know that the perimeter is equal to A plus B plus C. So that means this is going to be equal to 70 plus 50 plus 30. And when you solve that, it should give you 100 and what? 50 what? Centimeter. And that's how you find the perimeter. So I'm not going to waste so much time on perimeter because it's really straightforward. So with perimeter, what you just need to do, you need to add all the three sides together. So now let's go to the second part of this. Let's talk about the area of a triangle. How do you find the area of a triangle? So the next one, the area of a triangle. Now, I've talked about the area of a triangle earlier, so I'm not going to waste so much time on this as well. So please go to the previous videos, go to the playlist. I've talked about how to find the area of a triangle, when three sides are known, when three vertices are known, when two sides are in a given angle, or when the height is perpendicular. All right, so I've talked about this before. So because of just as a form of revision, I'm going to write down the 4 ways to find the area of a triangle. Okay, I'm going to write down the 4 ways, and I'm going to pick one example for each of them, okay, so that if it's your first time being on this channel, you can understand what I'm talking about. But if you've watched the previous video, it'll be a form of like a revision for you, okay? So let's just get cracking. So there are 4 ways of finding the area of a triangle. So the first one is if the 3 sides are known. So if the 3 sides are known, so if the 3 sides are known, so what I'm trying to say is if, for instance, you have a triangle like this, okay? You know this side is A, B, and C. So that means the 3 sides of the triangle are given. Now, how do you solve this? You use what we call the Heron's formula. So use the Heron's formula to find this. So the Heron's formula can easily give you the area of this what? Triangle. So the Heron's formula. And like I said, the Heron's formula, the area is equal to the square root of s minus a, s minus b, and s minus what? C. Okay, so we use the Heron's formula to do that. And where s is you can get s, the formula for s is equal to a plus b plus c, all divided by what? 2. So if you have the 3 sides and the 3 sides are known, then you can do what? Use the Heron's formula to do it. Now the next one is the second way to find the area of a triangle. Number 2, if you have the vertices. So if the vertices are known, so if the 3 vertices are known, so what I'm saying is that if, for instance, the coordinate of those vertices, so for instance, here, you know the coordinate here maybe is x1, y1. Then the coordinates of this point here, you know this to be x2, y2, so you know the value. And you know the coordinate here, you know it to be x3, y3, okay? So in this case now, you know the vertices. Now, how do you find the area? So you find the area here. The way you find the area, you have to use the formula, which is 1/2 x1 y2 minus y3, okay, plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2 and the absolute value. So this is how you find the area for this. So I told you how to use this. So if you remember, for those that have watched the previous video, so I said the best way to remember this is that you have x1, x2, x3, okay? And you have y1, y2, and y3. So to get the first one, you start with x1, you cancel x1, you have y2, so you know that you always go downwards. Are you seeing it? So it's going to be y2 minus what? y3. Are you seeing it? Then, when you're done with that, you go to the next one, which is going to be x2. You cancel x2 and y2. The next one is going to be y3 minus what? y1. Is that making sense? Then when you're done with that, you now go to the next one, x3, you cancel x3, and it's going to give you y1 minus y2. So it's a kind of like a quick way for you to remind yourself on how to what? To solve this, okay? All right, so that is that for that. So for some of you, you can write this down so that you will not forget. Or if you know it's offhand, it's fine. And remember that this line here means it's an absolute value, all right? So number 3. So in this case, if 2 sides and the given angle are known, so if 2 sides are given, okay, so if you have 2 sides and the included angle between them, okay, so if you have the 2 sides and the included angle between them. All right, so what I'm trying to say here is, for instance, we have a triangle, let's say this is A, then the side here is A, then this is B, the angle B, the side here is B, and angle C, the side here is C. So what we are saying is that if, for instance, you have it like this, okay, so we know the side here is C, and you have B and A. Are you seeing it? You're having two sides and the angle between them, or you have it like this. The angle here is A, and you have the angle the sides between them, okay, and the included angle B and C, okay? So that means you have this, or you have it this way. You have it as B, and you have the sides between them, C and A. So no matter how it looks like, provided you have the sides and the included angle, two sides, then you can use this formula I'm about to tell you now. So how do you find it? So that means the area here, depending, is going to be equal to 1 over 2. So for instance, for the first one, the area is going to be equal to, it'll be 1 over 2 AB, so the two side, sine the angle C, okay? So for this one, the area here is going to be 1 over 2, the two sides, which is BC, sine the angle what? A. Then the area here is going to be equal to 1 over 2 AC sine the included angle what? B. So basically, you can now say, if you have the two sides, you can now say that the area is equal to side A, or let me just say the product of the two sides multiplied by the included angle. The product of the two sides and the sine of the included angle. Okay, so that's how you find the area. So the area is the product of the two sides. So like in this case, you have AB. In the other case, you had BC. In the other case, you had AC. So the product of the two sides and the sine of the included angle. So that is the third one. Okay, so we've talked about this. So the first one, when the three vertices are known. The first one, when the three sides are known. When you have the area, the two sides and the included angle. Now we're going to go to number 4 now. Number 4 is if the height is perpendicular. So if, for instance, you have the height and the height is perpendicular, so the key word is that it's perpendicular. Okay? It's perpendicular to the triangle base. Okay? So if it's perpendicular to the triangle base, okay? All right? So if the height is perpendicular to the triangle base and both values are known, so that means you know the both values mean the height and the base. So that means you know the value of the height and you also know the value of the base. Okay. So now in this case, then you can now find the area. So the area now is going to be equal to 1 over 2 times base times height. Is that making sense? So that means what we're trying to say is that if you have a particular triangle and you have the height, this is the height, it's perpendicular, are you seeing it? Then this place is the base, okay? So it's gonna be 1 over 2 times base times height. So you know where B is equal to the base and H is equal to the what? The height. Then you can now solve this. All right. And that's how you do it. And that's how you can find the area of a triangle. So you have 4 different ways of finding the area, and I've talked about this earlier, so I'm just restating it again for you to remind yourself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick some examples now to solve. All right, so let's pick an example for this to find the area. So let's say we have example here. All right, so we have example. Number 1, we're told that given the triangle below, find the area to the nearest whole number. Find the area to the nearest whole number. So we have this triangle here. Okay, so it's square root of 61 centimeter. Here was 66 centimeter. And here is what? 5 centimeter. All right. Now we're trying to find the area of this triangle. So if you go back to the previous board, I told you that if the 3 sides are known, we're using the Heron's formula, right? Now you can see the 3 sides of this triangle are known. We know the A, we know the B, we know the C. So we'll have to use the Heron's formula. So now we're going to use the Heron's formula to solve this. So the first thing we need to know is that we need to remind ourselves what's the formula. So the Heron's formula is square root of S minus A, S minus B, and S minus C. And we know S is equal to A plus B plus C, all divided by what? 2, okay? So now, what we need to do, we need to find S first. So we can find S, so S is gonna be equal to, the A is square root of 61. So let us label some things out so to be easy. So A will be equal to, let's make A to be 6, okay? B, let's make B, in this diagram, let's make B to be 5. And let's make C to be square root of what? 61. So it does not matter the format you put it. You can put it in any different way. You can make the A to be square root of 61, the B is 5, the C, it does not really matter. So provided that all the sides are represented and you are consistent with the formula, you should get the same thing. So that means the S now is going to be A, which is 6, plus 5, plus square root of 61 divided by what? 2. And this is going to give us 11 plus square root of 61 divided by 2. So therefore, we can now say in this formula, our S now is equal to 11 plus square root of 61 divided by 2. So now we can put it in the formula. So the area now will be equal to the square root. So our S is what? 11 plus square root of 61 divided by 2 into brackets. S minus A, so it's going to be 11 plus 61 divided by 2 minus, what is the A? The A here is 6, multiplied by the S again, will be 11 plus square root of 61 divided by 2 minus the B, which is 5. Then we'll go to the next one, which is 11 plus square root of 61 divided by 2 minus, what is the C we have here? Square root of what? 61. Now, when you just press all this in your calculator, it's going to give you what? 15 centimeter squared. Okay, so you see with the Heron's formula, when you know all the 3 sides, it's very easy for you to just get the answer for that. Okay, and that is how you get it. So you get the S, and after you get the S, you just put it in the formula, square root of S, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. All right, so let's go to another question, number 2. So we're saying, given the triangle below, find the area. So we have given the triangle below. Okay, find the area. So we have this. So we have 3 centimeter, 8 centimeter. Okay, so now you can see we have the height and the base. Okay, so if you go back to the formula, I told you that if you have the height and the base, which is number 4, you have a vertical height or a perpendicular height and the base, the area is going to be 1/2 times base times height. So we're going to have this. So that means here, in this case, the height is equal to what? 3 centimeter. And the base, which was given, is equal to what? 8 centimeter. So based on this now, I can find the area. Now the area is going to be equal to 1/2 times base times height. And that'll give you 1/2 times what's the base? 8 times the height is what? 3. And that will give you what? 12 centimeter squared. And that is how you find what? The area in this case. So let's pick another question. Let's just pick 2 more. So number 4, we're told to find the area of the triangle below. So find the area of the triangle below. So we have something like this. Okay, so we have this to be 5 centimeter. We have this to be 8 centimeter. And we have this to be what? 60 what? Degrees. So you can see in this example, we have 2 sides and the angle between them. So that means for it to be 2 sides and the angle between them, we are going to look at what? The third one, which is 1/2 AB sine C. So the product of the 2 sides and the sine of the angle between them, okay? Or the sine of the included angle. All right. So it's going to be, we're going to do that now in this question now. So it's going to be the area will be equal to, sorry, I forgot to add the product of the 2 sides and the sine of the 2 angle, all divided by, I forgot to write this, all divided by 2, okay? So it's very important, you have to divide by 2. Okay, so, or I can write it like this, the product of the 2 sides multiplied by the sine of the included angle, all divided by what? 2, okay? So it's going to become that. So we're going to have, it's going to be 1/2 multiplied by the product of the 2 sides, 5 times 8, multiplied by the sine of what? 60 degrees. And when you press your calculator for this, it should give you 10√3 centimeter what? Squared. And that's how you find the area. Now let me throw in one more, which will be the last one for this. Let's assume we have this question here. So this was number 3. Okay, so this is number 3. So we're gonna have number 4 now. So this is gonna be number 4. Number 4, we are told to find the area of the figure below. Find the area of the figure below. So you have this, that, that. So we're given the vertices. This is 0 and 0. We're told that this is 0 and 4. We're told that this is 3 and 0. So we're given the vertices of the triangle. And we're now told to find the area, okay, of this triangle. So what do you do? So because in coordinate geometry, I told you that you can also use the distance formula to find the sides and the rest of it. But because we don't know if it's a right angle triangle, we don't have a sign for that. So, but we are given the 3 vertices, so we have to use this formula here. So we'll have to use the formula when the 3 vertices are known. So this is the formula we have to use, the 1/2 x1 y2 minus y3 formula and the rest of it. Okay, so let us write this down. So let's find it. So how do you now find the area for this? So first thing first, what I always advise students is to write it down. So we have x1, y1. So we can give that to the first one, 0 and 4. Does not matter. Any order will be fine. So we have x2, y2. So the second coordinate, we can give that to the 0 and 0. And we then definitely x3, y3, we can give that to 3 and what? 0. So, and we use it to solve. So let's go now. So let us write down the formula. So we know that the formula for the area, so the area is equal to 1/2, the absolute value, x1, y2 minus y3 plus x2, y3 minus y1 plus x3, y1 minus y2, all absolute value. So we're going to put it now in the formula. So using what we've talked about, so we're going to have, so like in this, just in case for some of you that missed my video on coordinate geometry, so that means in this case here, the 0 is the x1, the y is the y4 is the y1, the 0 is the x2, this other one is the y2, 3 is gonna be the x3, and 0 is the what? y3. So basically, we're just going to substitute it into the formula now to get it. So we're gonna have 1/2, x1 is 0, minus y2, which is 0, minus y3, which is 0, plus x2 is 0, into bracket, y3 is gonna be 0, minus y1 is 4, plus x3 is 0, into bracket, y1 is 4, sorry, x3 was, I think I made a mistake there, x3 was 3, not 0, plus x3 here is 3, into bracket, my y1 is 4, minus the y2 is what? 0. Okay, and then when you now solve this, so you're going to have equal to 1/2 into bracket. So 0 minus 0, all this is going to give you 0, plus, because 0 multiplied by minus 4 is going to give you 0, plus 3 times 4 will give you what? 12. Okay, so which is equal to 1/2 times the absolute value of 12. So remember, the absolute value means that even if you have negative sign, it's going to become what? Positive. So that will be equal to 1/2 times what? 12. And that is going to give us what? 6 centimeter what? Squared. And that is the answer for that. Okay? So that's how you find the area for that. So that has pretty much rounded up all the 4 types that we've talked about. So we found the area using the vertices formula. We found the area using the two-sided and the included angle. We found the area using the perpendicular height and the base, and also found the area when the 3 sides are known using Heron's what? Formula. And that'll bring me to the end of the area and perimeter of a triangle. All right, so the next video, I'm going to talk about the area and perimeter of a square and how do you go about it. So like I said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click notification bell so that when I post the next video on the area and perimeter of a square, you'll be the first person to know. All right. So I'm going to see you soon in the next video.